Right, everybody, let's have a look then at XRP then. The man of the hour, the strongest of the lot, which has taken the biggest tumble of the day, but let's not worry about that then, shall we? So we'll measure this from top to bottom. Where did we fall? We fell a massive, huge, we'll call it a 15% move. That's fine, don't worry about it, because look at where we've come from and why did we do that? Why have we made this move up and why have we made this move down? We'll try and work this one out then, shall we? And see if this makes anyone feel any better. As we really don't have anything to worry about, okay? Nothing to worry about here, so don't stress, don't worry about it, okay? It's fine, everything's fine. Just move this line all the way back here and we'll have a look at what's going on. So basically, why has XRP made this big pump? Okay, well, the rest of the market was moving similar to this. XRP was making decent moves. It wasn't the biggest, it wasn't the best, hence the fact that we haven't had a golden cross yet. So the RSI has come nicely down, which is fine, which is telling us that, to be honest with you, we'll be ready to make a big leg up at some point next week, so there's nothing really to worry about. The 34-cent area here was tested once, twice, and then 3 times rejected from it today. The market broke down because Bitcoin broke down. So let's have a look at Bitcoin first, and then we'll go back to XRP, because at the moment it would appear to me that, and it's pretty obvious to everybody that this big leg down that the entire market took today, the whole market took a tumble because Bitcoin took a tumble. So why did that happen? Very briefly, we're in a pitchfork here, and this is showing the trading range, an upwards trend, very bullish, and within this trend it's been respected. So we've got the upper levels, we've got the bottom levels, we've got the centre all the way through here. So where we started, back here, we made a big leg all the way up from the bottom of the pitchfork, all the way up to the top over the space of about 6 days. We came back down to test the bottom side, and not the absolute bottom, but the middle bottom. Then we bounced all the way back up to the top, and we were rejected every time we tried to break above there. We couldn't do it, so we broke all the way back down to the very bottom. That's a lot of a much bigger move than what happened today. So we launched from there, which is what happens when we get to the bottom of this pitchfork. We launched from there, we got quite close to breaking, but we didn't break, and we respected that, and we stayed here for a few days, and we broke back down to the middle bottom area. We tried to launch back up, we got to the top, the middle top, and we've been sort of rejected from this level here, and we broke down only to the middle bottom area. Okay, so it's no big deal, this isn't the biggest drop we've ever seen, but the rest of the market definitely took a hit as a result of that. The thing we've got to look at now is that we could come back down to test this level here, 9,600. If we test that level, we would almost certainly bounce, because we've been in a relatively well-respected pitchfork tool here that seems to be working very well, and has been working very well now since when has this started? So over a month now we've been in this pitchfork tool, and it's worked very well. I think it's going to hold quite well for quite a while longer, to be honest with you, but it gives us an idea of where we're likely to go and where we're likely to head up to. So if we take another leg down, it would be 9,600, and then what's likely to happen from there? Well, every time we hit the bottom of the pitchfork, which is we started here and we tested it here, we launch quite dramatically. Okay, so we find a very big bounce. So 9,600 would find, most likely, it wouldn't break, it would find a very large bounce. The bounce may be bringing us up to higher than we've been so far, up to around 10,577, where we'd probably be rejected on the first pass. Now after there, if we can break down again on our consolidation down, if we come down to the centre, it would be looking more positive, and we'd probably find our way getting up to the top of the pitchfork, basically over the next few days into next week, basically reaching 11,000, which is what I think is going to happen. We've not broken down properly yet, we've not broken out properly yet, and the thing to look at on a pitchfork like this is just it's a rough guide of where we're heading, but if we break out of it, then it's very bearish. If we break out of it to the up, it's extremely bullish. So until then, we're still within this trend. The trend is up all the way anyway, even with these consolidations down, these pullbacks down. They sound and they feel nasty, but really when you look at it, when you stand back and where we've been going on a month, and the fact that it's been respected this whole month, it's still bullish. So it doesn't feel bullish because we lost $500 in price today in the space of like a 1 week, basically a day. Obviously less than a day on that candlestick, but it's still bullish. The trajectory is still up, it's still bullish. So this basically is going to carry the movement of altcoins. So let's get back to XRP. One quick little brief thing is that the Bitcoin dominance has been falling out of the sky. However, from today, it actually bounced for the very first time. So that's showing that alts took the biggest hit of the day with that pullback. So it's not been a good day for anyone in crypto, but it's been a worse day for the majority of alts. Now, some have escaped that, I think, but the vast majority of them have been hit harder than Bitcoin. All the top altcoins, I think, have been hit harder than Bitcoin. XRP has been hit the most, but it gained the most. So XRP has gained the most recently. So let's measure this this candle body to the top of there. So that was a 23.5% move. The reason we got that move is because we've been in this descending trend now, a consolidation phase for 2 years, and a lot of people have caught on to the fact that this consolidation trend has ended as of the other day, so just a couple of days ago. So this would be day 4. So 4 days ago we broke out of this descending trend, this consolidation phase that XRP has been going through. We broke out of it just 4 days ago, so that in itself is bullish. So I think a lot of people threw their money into it, went over leveraged on it, and got very excited about it because it could mean that XRP is now beginning to wake up, as it's been asleep for 2 years. So if XRP has woken up, is it going to do the moves that we saw back in 2017 and 2018, which were enormous moves? And I mean absolutely enormous moves. I can't say for certain, but it was some of the biggest moves that you'd see in the top crypto coins. So they all did big moves, but I think XRP probably might have done the biggest. So does it mean that XRP is likely to do those kind of moves again? Well, I mean, the price is low. The price is 31 cents? That's nothing for a top cap crypto. It's got a massive circulating supply, so that's one of the reasons that the price is gonna be low. And it's a utility token, obviously, but it's it's done something now that it's not done in 2 years, and so people are getting very excited. Hence the 23% move in a couple of days. So yeah, we're consolidating from that because the RSI had reached a point where it just had to come back down again anyway, so it was going to be susceptible to a pullback if Bitcoin decided to pull back, and that's basically what happened today. We pulled back from that and we landed on the 10 simple moving average, which is fine. That's what you'd expect to see. A lot of other altcoins, top altcoins, didn't do that. Litecoin, I just checked on one of my other videos, Litecoin didn't do that. Litecoin overshot that mark, but XRP has been respected from that first pass. So that was a big move all the way down, but look at the bounce we've got there. It's about a 5% move already from hitting that 10 simple. Are we going to break down beneath the 10 simple is the main question. So that's beneath 29.55 as of today. It'll be higher tomorrow, but as of today, that's what it is. Are we going to break down beneath there? I don't think we are, to be honest with you. I think that's it. I think the pullback has happened and the bounce is continuing, and if that trajectory, that pitchfork, is anything to go by, we might come back down a bit further, and if we do, then maybe we'd be rejected from there. I think we'd find a bounce on the descending trend itself, which as of today is 27.5. I think that's highly unlikely, but it is possible. I think it's unlikely that would fall down to that level. If we did come down to that level, it would definitely be one to watch. We don't want to be going crazy buying it up at that level just in case it breaks down beneath it. But the fact is, we've had daily closes above here. We're just almost 24 hours away from closing our candle body on the weekly, so having this candle body close above that descending trend is going to be bullish in the long run, because weekly trends are the ones to watch for the long term sustained growth. We've got an Ichimoku cloud cross in the making, which means that we should have continuation from this point forward on the weekly, which is extremely bullish on XRP, is extremely bullish. And as far as the daily is concerned, it looks as though we're going to have a golden cross within about 7 days. Definitely 2 weeks from now we'll have had a golden cross, and then the price should start to launch on a daily basis as a result of that. So everything's looking good. We need this to come down because the RSI needs to come down. If we're looking to have really big moves, we can't have RSI this high. It has to come back down, and it's coming back down already. If it's bullish, which it looks like it is, it can stay at this level and then continue to break out of here, and it'll just mean that there's going to be big pumps and big dumps. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that it can't go any further. Crypto can go extremely high with extremely overbought RSI. It's part and parcel of it. The MACD is looking bullish. This has come back down into a relatively safe zone, but it could come back down a little bit further to make me happy, which would mean that tomorrow will be a bit sideways, and that'd be fine. It'll keep coming down, a bit sideways action. So long as the 10 simple doesn't get broken, I'm not bothered. And this is what XRP is doing at the moment, so there's no need to get really worried. Don't be over leveraged on anything. I mean, I'm not your financial advisor, so it isn't financial advice, but you know, when you sort of trading crypto, you don't need to have massive leverage anyway. You can afford to have a 2 or a 3x and be extremely happy with the outcome. Now, you don't need to go 5 or 10 or 25x. That's just ridiculous. You're just asking for trouble. You just really don't need that, because what other market offers you a 25% return in a few days? Nothing does that, really. Nothing ever really does that. So you don't need to go massively high leveraged. In fact, just owning the coin on its own, in its own right, without having any leverage on it at all, will have given you 23% back just from not having any leverage on it whatsoever. So you don't need to do all that sort of thing. It's a common mistake people do in crypto. They over leverage everything, and you're likely you're a lot higher risk of losing, and you don't want to lose. Let's face it, the people who bought this and lost out because they were over leveraged have lost money. If you would have just bought it and held it, you know, next week you will have made money without any leverage whatsoever. So just don't go crazy on that. You know, there's a time and a place to use leverage, but you know, on crypto you don't need more than a 3x. Trust me, you really just do not. The idea is to accumulate wealth, not to lose it. So don't ever put yourself in a place where you're likely to lose. Anyway, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent there, but I have to warn people, because there's a lot of people who are, you know, just, I mean, trading in itself can bring out the greed in people, and I know, because it tries to bring it out in me. The idea is to control that and think about it realistically and think, what do I want to do? Do I want to make money? Of course. Do I want to make loads of money? Of course. But what's feasible? What's possible? You know, am I risking too much? And you always have to have that quiet word with yourself. You know, let's just rein it in a little bit. If you can just buy XRP, you will make money. If you buy it and leverage it by 2, you will make even more money. But you're increasing your risk. So let's not increase our risk, guys. We've got an asset here which looks like it's going to do very, very well in the next 12 to 24 months. So let's not worry about leverage so much. Let's play it safe. Let's look at the charts. Let's try and work out what's going on, and let's just be safe with what we're doing. Okay, we're on the verge now of having an asset with high liquidity that you can cash straight out into fiat. It's a dream come true in many ways. So let's just relax. And let's just bide our time. Okay, we've got supports and resistances that should hopefully be respected, and that 34 cent is clearly a resistance level that was respected here, all the way back here, all the way here. So, you know, breaking above there, it will be bullish, massively bullish. But this area might take a little bit of time to chip into and break above. But when it does, we'll be looking at areas of close to 40 cent pretty quickly. But again, it's a pump and dump, so don't go over leveraging, because we will be making big moves up and big moves down, and we're at the mercy of Mother Bitcoin. So let's stare at the Bitcoin chart. Let's work out when it's likely to break down, because if it breaks down, we break down too with XRP. If it pumps, we might pump with it. We've got our own trend going on with the moves up. We've definitely not got our own trend when it comes down. Bitcoin governs the downtrends. XRP might be brought up with Bitcoin, but it's definitely got its own thing going on. So let's put things in perspective. XRP is going to be very bullish this year, definitely going to be very bullish. Let's close this week in a green candle above this descending trend, and everything will be a-okay. So just watch your leverage and relax. Anyway, I hope that was useful to you. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice evening. Take it easy.